and then you are asked to go and appoint your leader without the party. How are you going to do it? Party that has given you the platform to come to this house. You come on the ticket party. And to appoint your leader, the party must lead that process. I don't know how you can do it without the party. If we have to do that, please, you know, at this stage of our parties, this will be controlled by some clear interests. But there are constitutional provisions, including legislative provisions, that bind parties and compel parties to be national in character. And so the face of the party, which is usually the leadership of the caucus, must have national character. If you leave it to the caucus alone, you are likely to face challenges. So I am not really in support of interpretations talking about, like, it's the members of the caucus that should designate. It's not all about elect. The members of the caucus should appoint the leader or leaders of their caucus. And so it's a matter that I will come out with a written reason for this house. But in the meantime, this is the position of the Speaker. And I do so under the same standing orders. Where there's a doubt, it's the Speaker's opinion that prevails. Anybody that disagrees with that, you have your front to proceed to the proper venue to contest my opinion. And that is Standing Order 5. It says, subject to the provisions of the Constitution and any other enactment, where there is doubt, these orders shall be interpreted by Mr. Speaker. As I said, subject to the provisions of the Constitution and any other enactment. So if you disagree with me, you proceed to court and then get that changed. But as at now, this is binding on all of you and the parties. So there should not be any confusion. There should not be any confusion at all. The party is still in control, and the party will lead the process to designate or appoint the leaders of the caucuses in the House. With this, yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I thought it was just a matter that was said in jest, but you appear to have taken a position offering a beautiful interpretation of your. Very welcome, very beautiful. Mr. Speaker, it would appear to me that in interpreting the parliamentary portion, we haven't taken a look at the various wings of the other parties. If you have the NPP, for example, we have what we call the women's wing, the youth. When it comes to selecting leaders of the youth wing, the party says, the youth, you go and decide, and they select their leaders. When it comes to the women's wing, they say, women, you go and decide, and they select their leaders. So I am not aware of any parliament where the outside parliament selects leaders for the parliament. I think in interpreting the standing orders and the Constitution, this group, the parliamentary group, must be recognized as of the party which can and must take decisions regarding its leadership. It doesn't mean that the party has no role. The wing, the parliamentary wing, is a wing of the party. And in deciding who will lead them, it should be left to the party, the parliamentary wing of the party, in consultation with whoever, to decide who their leaders must be. We should not continue to have a situation where a body outside Parliament, often without consultation, often without any indication whatsoever, just announce that leadership. I'm aware of the problems it's causing wings, but if we want to continue, I think that these standing orders must be interpreted in that respect. And without challenging your opinion, Mr. Speaker, I'm offering this as an alternative interpretation.
It's not. You are using the same words. You are only placing emphasis on a different process than mine. But there is no difference. I place emphasis on the role of the party. And I thought that I used the word the party should lead. You are suggesting that it's rather the members of the caucus that should lead. That's what you are proposing. But as at now, what you stated in the House of Commons, when you're talking about the leadership, it's not just the members of the House of Commons, but the party as a whole. They lead to elect the leaders. The election is done leader, and I've known the process, will go through it, and the party will propose, and they meet the caucus, and usually propose to the caucus that this is what we think should be your leaders. But when you come to the floor, they are not to make those announcements. That is at the beginning of every parliament. It's the members who are here that will serve as leaders and say, these are the people that will lead us in the caucus. But what I picked from both parties, actually these are not rumors, I picked from both parties, both the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress, is that this change, by leaving out the parties and party in the definition of only the leader. We haven't talked about leader. We talked about only the leader has confused the parties. And both parties have discussed this already. And I know the parties are still having it as business to be discussed. And I know the New Patriotic Party will continue that discussion today. And as Speaker, this is my position. And I said that people can disagree with me, but the proper thing to do is to do what? Proceed to the other authority that is higher than me when it comes to the interpretation and enforcement of the law, which is the judiciary. With this, now members, I plead I have to rush to the other meeting.